Welcome to this short video training for Microsoft Dynamics CRM 2015 Features and Functionalities. This is part 2 of 2, so hopefully you've already seen part 1 of the Features and Functionalities video presentation. The agenda I'm going to talk about today on this short video presentation on CRM 2015, I'll be touching on the supported configurations, the upgrade process, roll-up and calculated fields, and briefly on synchronization in CRM 2015. I'll start with the Dynamics CRM 2015 supported and upgrade scenarios. Now in Dynamics CRM 2015, what do we support software-wise? Well, we support Windows Server 2012 and 2012 R2, Windows 7 and Windows 8 and 8.1 clients. On the server for ADFS, we support versions 2, 2.1, 2.2. The SQL Server is 2012 and 2014 we support. SharePoint we support 2010 SP1 and 2013. With the Exchange Server, we allow 2013 and 2010 to support with CRM 2015. With the Outlook clients and Office, it's 2010 and 2013. And for the browsers, we have Internet Explorer 10 and 11, Chrome, Firefox, and Safari. If we talk about Office 2010 and 2013, they must be in cached exchange mode only. With Mozilla Firefox, it should be the latest publicly released version, running on either Windows 8.1, Windows 8, or Windows 7. With Google Chrome support, again, it has to be the latest publicly released version on Windows 8, 8.1, 7, or Google Nexus 10 tablet. Note that we do support Google Chrome version 37 and later, so that's Google Chrome version 37 and later from CRM 2015 0.1, which is Rollup 1 version. With Safari from Apple support, again we support it from the latest release version, running on Mac OS 10.8, which is Mountain Lion, 10.9 Mavericks, or Apple iPad. We do support using CRM 2013 Outlook client with the CRM 2015 server. We see obviously scenarios like this. If you're upgrading from 2013 to 2015, the Outlook clients for CRM 2013 might take time until they get onto the 2015 version to match the server. What's not supported in CRM 2015? Well, it's completely opposite. Windows Small Business Server, all versions are not supported. Windows Server 2008 and 2008 R2, SQL Server 2008 and again 2008 R2. We don't support 2008 series terminal servers. We don't support Windows Vista clients, SharePoint 2007 and Exchange 2007. We don't support Internet Explorer 8 and 9 versions with CRM 2015. And finally, we don't support Office 2007 for the clients. If we talk about drop-in support, so for the server, we've dropped support for Windows Server 2008 and R2, like I mentioned, the Small Business Server, the Exchange and SharePoint 07 versions, and SQL Servers 2008 and R2. And summarizing the client, we don't support the clients to use IE8 and IE9, Office and Outlook 2007, and we don't support the use of Windows Vista. If we talk about the upgrade considerations up to Dynamics CRM 2015, you can only upgrade from CRM 2013 SP1 or higher. So if you've been on CRM 2013 going up, do make sure you have SP1 installed or you will not be able to upgrade. A reboot is required if you need the .NET 4.5 installation as well. If we talk about table merging, tables must be merged or the upgrade will merge them for you. The merge tool that we had before has been removed and the registry key to prevent merge is no longer valid. And the Dynamics CRM 2013 SP1 opt-in update, that will be applied. As I mentioned before, ADFS 2, 2.1 and 2.2 are supported. If you're using ADFS 2, this will have to be on a separate server other than what CRM is installed on. So that is your upgrade considerations for 2015. If we continue from this, we talk about the form upgrade. We recommend to start moving to the new form model if you haven't already. With the sitemap, new areas will be added and internal versioning will be used going forward. With the email router, of course, you need to upgrade again to CRM 2015 email router to continue to process emails after you have upgraded. So you can't use the 2013 email router with the 2015 install for the server. With the reporting extensions here, I advise you to obviously install the CRM 2015 server first before you do the reporting extensions. There may be scenarios where you need to install the reporting extensions first, but be a warning, if you do that and then install the CRM server component for 2015, afterwards you have to reinstall the extensions for 2015 if they were applied before. I'll move on now briefly to talk about the 2015 calculated and roll-up fields. So calculated fields, what are they? A brief description of what they are. They're calculated fields that comprise of calculations that use fields from the current or related entities to support your business scenario. So I can use some examples here. Weighted revenue is the estimated revenue multiplied by probability. You have the net worth, assets, subtracted by the liabilities for a given account. The cost of labor, so for example the base rate up to 40 hours plus additional overtime. The contact number, the phone number for an opportunity based on a contact or an account. The lead score, you have single field that provides insights to the quality of a given lead. And finally, the follow-up by. So this is the follow-up on activity by the specified number of days based on priority. If we talk about calculated fields for business analysts, on the right hand side here you can see my example here. So on this one we have the condition: if total hours is less than or equal to 40, then the action would be to set the cost of labor times the rate. There's no else conditions. You can see the action at the bottom there with the overtime rate as well for the set labor cost. So the visual editing capabilities, we have the modern UI and the IntelliSense is enabled. The rich conditional support, so we have multiple conditions and logical operators. If we talk about the expression support, we have the current and parent entity fields, additional built-in functions. And finally, when we talk about the integrate seamlessly, it is real-time, forms, views, charts, and reports. Now, the built-in functionalities, they include obviously like date and time. We have the add days, add months, subtract days, subtract months, etc. and so on. For the strings, you have the concat, the trim left, and the trim right. And the native attribute support, calculated fields can be used obviously in forms, charts, grids, and views. And like I mentioned, it's seamlessly. If I talk about roll-up fields and what they are, well, roll-up fields are record-level aggregates computed from related records that help to capture important metrics, providing insights into your business or company data. So if we talk about some examples here, we have the total estimated revenue of open opportunities of an account, the estimated revenue of open opportunities across all accounts in a hierarchy, the total estimated revenue of an opportunity, that does include child opportunities, the total estimated value of qualified leads generated by a campaign, the number of high priority open cases across accounts in hierarchy, and also the earliest created time of all high priority open cases for an account. And as with the calculated fields, for roll-up fields, if I show an example here on the right hand side, this one here for the total estimated revenue for the roll-up field, you can see here the source is account, yes is using hierarchy, the relationship is the account parent account. And you can see the related entity is the opportunities, and with the filter if the status equals to open, and then at the bottom the sum of the estimated revenue. So a few details on this, like before I mentioned with the calculated. Visual editing capabilities is integrated with the field editor, and it's really targeted for business users obviously. The capabilities, where we have support for sum, counts, min and max, and then the hierarchy support for roll-up. With the filter support, you have source and related entity filters with multiple conditions. And again, it integrates seamlessly, again with forms, views, charts, and reports, with the support for calculated fields. So with roll-up fields and the calculations I'll mention here now, roll-ups are calculated using scheduled jobs, mass calculation job per field, and its incremental calculation job per entity. The system admin can modify the recurrence pattern and can pause and resume jobs as well. And the on-demand recalculation option and the recalculation also API support in SDK in CRM 2015. If I move on and talk about the hierarchical security model, well, that allows for granular record access for an organization. It allows for security access to be based on a management chain, for example, using existing manager relationship on a system user. It allows for access to be based on a position hierarchy, so CRM admin can add users to any given position. So scenarios for this, for example, might be the ability for the direct manager to perform work on behalf of one of their reports, or the ability for the manager to access information that the report has that may need approval, for example. This can be done today through sharing, but the maintenance for this type of system can be overwhelming and would require a lot of additional code, and then also performance on that would be impacted. And if we talk about the security modeling for this, it can be used in conjunction with other security models for sure. Talk for access. With read access, the manager or parent positions have access to data from their reports or child positions. Write, update, append to, and append access is granted to the direct parent of either the position or the reports. And if we talk about performance, we target around 4 levels of hierarchy, using conjunction with other security models like I just mentioned for complex scenarios, and performance is tied to the number of users in the parent organization. I'll next talk about the field level security for system fields. This is an extension from the field level security from CRM 2011 version, with the additional attribute type support for email address and address. I will talk about more about that in 1 or 2 slides time. We have the enabled based on key customer scenarios. So for example, we have the sales and customer service. We have the PII, which is the personal identifiable information. We have support for system option sets, which is only secure for the create and update on Boolean fields. Customers may know that it can be challenging to provide field level security on out-of-the-box fields in a kind of cost-effective way while maintaining that all scenarios are covered. And in the example here of the screenshot, you can see I've gone to, in CRM 2015, I've gone to system settings, customization. I've gone into the case fields entity. You can see here, for example, in the highlighted red box that the activities complete is not applicable here for field security, whereas the contract detail ID is disabled and the contract ID is enabled. So this gives an example of where you would look to see whether field security is applicable, enabled, or disabled or not for the fields on your entities. I'll briefly end this short video presentation talking about the synchronization. So the sync enhancements that are in Dynamics CRM 2015. We're syncing more addresses and phones. We're syncing Outlook assigned tasks, attachments in appointments, is configurable field level sync direction, private notes, read-only CRM data, transparency, and the out-of-the-box field level security impact on synchronization. So if we talk about the more addresses and phones, well, before it was 6, now it is 10 phone fields. Before it was 1, but now it is 3 mailing addresses. And we have the 3 emails as well. If I talk about the sync pipe configuration, or field level sync pipe configuration, for example, Exchange to CRM, CRM to Exchange, both direction or disabled. It's org level configuration. If I talk about private notes, an end user, for example, can input personal sensitive information in contact notes without the need of worrying that the data is shared to CRM. If I talk about the read-only CRM data, the CRM admin user can secure the CRM business data from end users from messing them up or updating them from their phones, tablets, or Outlook. And end users are still able to read the CRM data from their Outlook or phones. And with transparency, both the customizer and the end users to know what fields are syncing and trusting the CRM system. Finally, I'll show you a peek of the UI, which I was talking about here for the synchronization. In Dynamics CRM 2015, you go to the System Settings and the Synchronization tab. On the right-hand side there, you can see the transparency of the fields that are synchronized and the sync direction. So you drop down the entity type, for example, here it's on the contacts, and you can see which Outlook field and the sync direction to the CRM field. On the left-hand side, if we talk about the appointments, you have the options there to sync appointment attachments with Exchange or Outlook. With contacts, are you going to sync the mailing address only, or all three addresses? And again, you can also have the option there to sync tasks that are assigned in Outlook to CRM. Thank you very much for your time of going through this video.